Welcome back, everybody, to this session of the IRMI Annual Conference. And it's a pleasure to have Reelina here hosting this session, this particular session. Reelina Basu is a colleague from the India Alliance. Reelina, over to you to introduce the session and the speakers.
Thank you, Savita. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well and really enjoying these sessions. So these have been really exciting and informative sessions and learned a lot. And welcome to today's today afternoon session. So this session, the theme is working across departments. And what do we mean by working across departments? Now research cannot happen in silos. So the scientists may be doing the research, but it requires interactions, contributions, coordinations, approvals from various stakeholders. And these stakeholders are both internal and external. So the internal stakeholders are the various, the the finance departments, the administrative departments, various committees that you have to interact with to get the approvals, like the ethics committee or any other committee required for your work. And then the director offices or dean's offices, which gives you approval for going ahead with some kind of a project or something. So all this approvals as well as interactions are a very intricate as well as complicated set of work, and research managers play the crucial role of making sure that they happen smoothly and make sure that there is a continuity of the project and they are done in a way that everyone is nothing is hampered. And so in today's session we have three esteemed speakers who talk about the experiences of working across departments and what challenges they have faced while doing this work, what are the various and how are the ways that they have overcome these challenges. And I request maybe our speakers to turn on the cameras while I introduce them so that we can know them. So first speaker for the day is Dr. Bhawana George. Bhavna is from CDRI Lucknow, and I know her also met her earlier in my during my graduation. So Bhavna would be today talking about the importance of communication as well as working along various departments, and she shares her experiences of liaising with the departments and helping her faculty do their work. And Bhavna is currently a IRMI fellow at CDRI Lucknow, and she's done her PhD from NTU, which was followed by a postdoc from MD Anderson Cancer Center. And her aim is to enhance the research ecosystems in India by strengthening research management. And now coming to our second speaker for the day, that's Ms. Kangna Bagani. So she's from Ahmedabad University, and she would be presenting about the online grants portal that they have developed at the grants office in collaboration with all the other departments there at Ahmedabad University. So a small introduction of Kangna. So she is currently the executive assistant to the Dean of Graduate School and Research at Ahmedabad University. She did an MBA, and then she had worked for a long time, for a while in the telecom industry as a subject expert. And currently she manages the administration of the university grants office and PhD admissions at the Ahmedabad University. And our third speaker for the day is Ms. Aruna from NCBS, and she would be talking about the various interdepartmental interactions that they have as part of the Research and Development Office at NCBS RDO, and various challenges that they are facing as a RDO and how they have found solutions to these challenges. Very exciting talk. All of them are really exciting and interesting. And Aruna has done her master's in zoology as well as information technology. And prior to joining the RDO office, she had around 16 years of experience in administration. And as a grants administrator at the RDO office, she is currently taking charge of the post award as well as other duties as part of the grants office. So thank you all for joining us, and I would request Abdul to start the video so that we can go through their talks. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Bhavna George. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences with you all. I am Wellcome Trust IRMI Research Management Fellow at CSIR-CDR. Today I will be presenting in grant management in academic research environment, learning and implementing in the theme area, working with institutional administration. A little bit about my educational journey. I did my PhD from prestigious Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, postdoc from one of the best cancer research centers in the world, MD Anderson Cancer Center, Houston, in cancer biology. Apart from research work, I was also taking care of management and other programs of the laboratory. There, I developed an inclination towards research management. After returning to India, I worked with India Bioscience as a freelancer, where I was involved in planning of webinars as part of International Grant Awareness Program. Currently, I am working as Wellcome Trust IRMI Research Management Fellow at CSIR-CDR. So in this presentation, I will give a brief introduction about CDRI, pre-grants management system followed here, challenges and solutions, and I will explain this with few examples. CDRI has more than 100 scientists and 100 plus externally funded projects from diverse funding agencies. Planning, monitoring, and evaluation, that is PME office here, is equivalent to Research and Development Office. I am based in PME office. My responsibilities include interaction with faculty, PME, business development, IP unit, and finance. I get support and mentorship from PME, business development unit, and IRMI to steer in the right direction for day-to-day activities and learning institutional guidelines. At CDRI, I am focusing on pre-grants management and international grants. CDRI follows one of the best practices for pre-grants where different departments are involved. So I will just explain the process of pre-grants workflow. PIs first prepare proposals as per funding agency and institutional guidelines. Proposal is vetted by head of division, then IRMI fellow, that is me, check proposals for mandate of institution and grant body, budget. I check whether manpower is according to institutional guidelines or not, if endorsement letter is okay, and I also proofread the proposal. Then financial vetting of the budget statement is done by finance officer. For translational or commercialization projects, I coordinate with business development and IP unit. Final vetting is done by head of project management. Then the proposal is submitted for director's approval and appraisal. Once the project is sanctioned, then undertaking statement is submitted to director for approval. Apart from this, I also maintain database of project proposals. One new initiative from CSIR is adoption of stage gate model system for translation projects or projects with commercialization potential. Stage gate process is a project management technique in which an initiative or project is divided into distinct stages or phases separated by decision points. This practice will have long-term positive impact on project management and its outcome. A project timeline can be divided into brainstorming, project proposal review, development, testing, and validation. I coordinate with business development and IP unit to arrange proposal review meetings. There are certain guidelines to be followed for review of proposals. If a project is not moving forward, it can be stopped to save government's money. There are few challenges which probably every research manager faces at the beginning. CDRI is a big institute with more than 100 faculties. So a large number of proposals are to be cleared in a short period of time. Therefore, a research manager has to follow best practices, for example, checklist, and research managers should be well aware of institutional guidelines. We get proposals to be submitted to diverse funding agencies, national as well as international. There are different guidelines for different funding agencies, and research managers should be well aware of steps to be followed for different funding agencies. Role of a research manager is to check each and every aspect of a proposal so that there is no mistake and no waste of funds. To overcome these challenges, there are certain best practices which I have learned from experiences of other colleagues working in PME. Mentorship and support from higher authorities is extremely essential. Checklists help in avoiding any mistakes. Communication is the key. Regular communication with administrative team as well as faculties is very vital. The main job of a research manager is coordination, for which persistence and interpersonal skills are vital. Organizational and time management skills help a lot in daily activities. Thorough understanding of rules and regulations is another learning step of a research manager. I will give an example where coordination and persistence helped in securing funding from an international charity organization. Government has very stringent set of guidelines for foreign funds. Since multiple departments and agencies are involved, such as embassies and funding agencies of those countries, the process is highly regulated. Stringent steps need to be followed to avoid any misuse of funds and also failure of a project. Research manager needs to have understanding of the guidelines to facilitate timely processing to help R&D faculties so that they can focus more on research. So our faculty was trying to get funds from Pheo and Para Cancer Charity, UK. The organization had already agreed to give funds. I accepted this challenge and initiated efforts to secure the funds following due guidelines and best practices. I coordinated with faculty, business development unit, IP unit, PME, foreign charity organization, organized security and sensitivity clearance committee meeting, got the approvals, got security and sensitivity clearance from CSIR headquarters for receiving foreign funds and completed the process. I'm happy to state that by 6 months, the institute received funds to start the project from funding agency. Here I want to stress that persistent communication with different departments and compliance of rules and regulations was the key for success. I will give another example where good communication skill helped to refine a corporate social responsibility, that is CSR proposal. This is a brilliant scheme from Government of India in an effort to connect science with society. I felt there is an excellent opportunity to secure funds under this scheme. I started to communicate with faculties for ideas. One of the idea by a scientist was health monitoring in nearby villages. To formulate this idea into a project, I organized brainstorming session with scientists, scientific social responsibility unit, business development unit, PME, and myself included. The discussion brought out certain key points from industry funding point of view. For example, for CSR projects, industries are generally interested in immediate outcomes. However, the idea focused on long-term health benefits. So we modified the targets. Other key points that came out of the discussion was planning of activities, things to consider for budget, manpower, non-scientific challenges. The outreach personnel suggested to arrange such activities via schools and local hospitals in collaboration with local NGOs. I suggested to include screening for molecular markers as well so that the preliminary data can be used to apply for further grants in future. We successfully formulated a project that fits into CSR criteria and submitted to business development to contact industries. I'm happy to state that few industries have already shown interest to fund. This is an example of effective communication. Last example I will give of an event management and coordination. A 6-day training program in current trends in R&D techniques for Ayush doctors and scientists was organized in CDRI. The idea behind this course was to connect Ayush doctors and scientists with modern science and also to facilitate collaborations with the scientists here. I thought I will bring this example of event management because it's a perfect example of working with administrative departments. The organizers of this event can very well relate. I was one of the event coordinators. After the proposal for event was sanctioned, committees were made to take care of scientific, science, transport and accommodation, food and snacks, audiovisual, photography and printing, venue, finance and purchase, and TADA reimbursement. Role of event coordinator was to make sure everything is in place, right from contacting speakers to organizing visits to trainees to other institutes. Modifications in schedules are unavoidable but necessary. I will stress upon the fact that a personal touch is an extra effort but appreciated by all. Any event organized by Dr. Savita Iyer has a personal touch. I think all of you will agree. In conclusion, I would say coming from a research background to management is a big leap. However, the soft skills that we learned in graduation are coming to use now. I'm learning the art of management, which will continue. If you have any queries, you can always reach out to me. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Kangna Bagani, Executive Assistant to the Dean of Graduate School and Research at Ahmedabad University. Today I'm going to speak on the topic Manual to Automated Transformation and the Grants Management at Ahmedabad University. Before start, I would like to give thanks to Dr. Savita Iyer and India Alliance Group who gave me opportunity to speak in such a big platform and share my experience. I'll quickly share my screen with you. First of all, I would like to tell you about Ahmedabad University. Ahmedabad University is a research university which is dedicated to rigorous academic pursuit with a focus on building inquiry as a value through interdisciplinary learning and research. The university has 3 schools and 6 centers, which I'll be sharing the list in my next slide. It offers various type of internal grants to support faculty research, which starts from 5 lakh as a seed grant and goes to 25 lakh as startup grant, university challenge grant, etc. The university has an apex body, University Research Board, which was established to develop a university-wide research policy and oversee its implementation. So basically, faculty, students, and everybody is doing various kind of researches. So in order to govern or in order to make sure that research is done well at the university in a defined manner, the University Research Board was established. Now, to facilitate research and research development at the university, University Grants Office was established under the aegis of University Research Board. This office was set up with the goal of centralizing grant-related functions of the university. Centralizing means, as I said, we have different schools and centers. So we felt that there has to be one place where all kind of data and information is available and all kind of support is available to the faculty. So University Grants Office was established to help that. So you can see that we have 3 schools and 6 centers: Amrutwadi School of Management, School of Arts and Sciences, School of Engineering and Applied Science. 6 centers: Center for Heritage Management, Venture Studio, Center for Learning Futures, Global Center for Environment and Energy, International Center for Space and Cosmology, Center for Inter-Asia Research. So basically the research is done across the schools and centers. So in order to make them streamlined, smooth functioning, providing them support, University Research Board and University Grants Office plays a very major role. I'll quickly tell you my experience on converting all the manual process to automated transformation with the help of a system, University Grants Portal. Before starting, I would like to share that what used to happen earlier. So earlier, what was there that if I, as a faculty, if I want to start my research, I used to send an email to the dean of the school, if they felt that it is okay to go, they used to give that proposal to University Research Board. University Research Board used to do meetings in a month and approve or like whatever, suggest revisions to the faculty, again giving back through emails or through phone calls or through papers. So everything was on, as I said, that was on emails, papers, phone calls. There was no such place where at any point of time, if you want to see that where it started and where it stands and where it finished, there was no such place. So we introduced University Grants Portal in 2019, in October 2019.
As I said, prior to the launch of this portal, a faculty member faced various kind of challenges in terms of excessive paperwork, coordinating with different departments via emails, phone calls, and not a single place to archive and access grant-related documents. Now, the grants portal is used to route proposal from faculty members to faculty to the members of University Research Board for consideration, feedback, approval. So, as a faculty, now I just need to submit proposal to the grants portal. It automatically takes that proposal to the dean, and once dean see and gives a push, it automatically goes to the University Research Board, which is discussed in the meeting, and then decision of University Research Board is also recorded on the grants portal and give back to the faculty. So now everything is automated with the help of this grants portal. The portal also incorporates features such as uploading of documents, approval from Dean of Schools, recording UMB decisions, archiving submitted proposal for both internal and external funding. Portal also allows faculty to view budget utilization details of the grants. As I said, that submission, approval, everything is done on the grants portal. So after that, once faculty receive grants, then they can view all of their money utilization, that how much is received, how much is spent, how much is left on the grants portal itself. It also has a features of auto reminders, sending auto reminders to the awardees before the due date for submission of progress reports and closure reports. During pandemic, the grants portal demonstrated its value in aiding both smooth functioning of research at the university, because at that time we were not dependent on the emails or phone calls. It was all on the system. So it helped a lot. Without going to the office, we were doing our meeting regularly. The faculty were doing research very smoothly. The portal works across all the schools and centers of the university. Faculty can connect to the grants office, finance department, procurement department with the help of this portal. The portal also helps in data management, preparing report and analysis. As all the data, as all the things are uploaded on the portal, so we have a system on the portal itself where we can download the Excel sheets. We can do any kind of analysis at any point of time, which is very much helpful for higher management as well as to the faculty at any point of time. So this is just a list of some of the renowned agencies with which the faculty are working: DST, SERB, DPT, Spencer Foundation. So all of these are some of the national and international agencies with which faculty are working. I'll quickly tell you how it is working in 4 steps when it comes to submission. As a faculty, I'll simply go to the grants portal, click here, then propose a new project, and then 3rd step, I'll fill in all the details and then submit it. 4 steps, and my proposal is submitted to the dean. Dean reviews, he pushes it further. After that, it goes to the University Research Board. Whatever decision is University Research Board taking, it is again giving back on the portal itself, whether it is approved, rejected, or suggestion were given by the University Research Board. I'll also tell you that how it works for the viewing of grant utilization. So once it is all approved and the faculty starts getting money, or like the proposal is approved by the external agency, they can view their grant utilization with just 2 steps. Clicking here, view grant utilization, and then they'll be able to see a screen which will tell them that how much money is received, how much is spent, and how much is left. So this is both for internal and external grants. This is again a very important feature, is how it works for archiving all grant-related documents. Again, 2 steps. As a faculty, I just need to click upload document, and then there will be a screen where I just need to choose file or like archive any kind of document related to my grant, be it sanction order, proposal, utilization certificate, progress report, completion report, or anything. So this helped us a lot in terms of, if after 10 years, I want to see that what all documents were submitted at that point of time, I'll be able to locate that and in this grants portal. This is a quick progress. I would like to share that proposal submission rate. You can see that how it has increased, and we look forward in 22 because till now it has reached to 20. We expect that it should be 50 or 60 plus by the end of year, which is a good progress. These are some of the list of national and international collaborators which the faculty are working with. Earlier, we were noticing that faculty were individually, like as a PI, I was the individual PI in the, in the particular project. But now the faculty are working in a collaboration, which is a very nice development we have seen in last 2 to 3 years. So these are some of the testimonials which we have received in one of the survey which we did with our faculty, where they appreciated our work in terms of University Research Board, Grants Portal, Grants Office, which motivated us to work more hard and better for smooth functioning of grants at the university. I'll quickly share my learnings in brief with you that this grants portal or like this automation process helped in resolving various kind of issues of scattered email and excessive paperwork. After 5 years, 2 years, or even after 6 months, if I want to see the any kind of conversation, it is all there on the grants portal. Earlier, it was just scattered, where we used to do a lot of phone calls, emails to find what happened at a few years ago. Then two different departments working together, as said, that University Grants Office and Finance team work together to make sure that right from submission of proposal till the completion of project, everything is there on the grants portal. So basically, two departments work together to develop a system, and they're working together to help the faculty at the university. Long-term archiving of documents, centralizing university-wide information and data, which I've explained and shared my experience with how it helped in that. Quick and accurate analysis, everything is automated, no manual intervention, so analysis is also quick and accurate. The way ahead, as of now, two departments, Finance and University Grants Office, are working together. We look forward to bring HR and procurement functions also on the grants portal to help faculty related in helping their grants management in a better way. Also, we want to bring in more dashboards and extracting more detailed reports with the help of grants portal, because we have received requests from various teams. They want to see more detailed reports. So we look forward to introduce more, data analysis on this grants portal. More features, introducing more features which can ease PI for managing their grants well. In terms of, if they want to prepare utilization certificates or prepare any progress report, they should be able to do that on the grants portal itself. As of now, they're just uploading. We want to introduce some more features which can help in a better way in future. Now I would quickly want to give thanks, my wholehearted thanks to these few people. Professor Pankaj Chandra is the Vice Chancellor, is the leader of the university, who has actually created a vision to bring in research, more and more research-oriented university. Professor Deepak Kunchru is the Dean of Graduate School and Research, who is again, best administrator of managing grants across the centers and schools at the university. Dr. Samvita here, whose inputs were extremely useful for us to develop such a system in such a short period and helping the faculty in various ways in managing their grants. Trupti, again, as I said, the finance team helped us a lot in making sure that everything is in one place. Then Ashutosh Tiwari, of course, last but not least, as an IT person, he helped us in converting our ideas into the system, into implementation, and many other team members, which I've not listed, but helped us in creating this system and making our dream come true in such a short span of time. These are my contact details. You can contact me any point of time. I'd be happy to share my experience to help you or any other thing related to this. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aruna, working as Grants Administrator at NCBS Bangalore. Today, my talk is enabling research management with administrative teams at Blisk campus. RDO plays an essential role in liaising across the other administrative departments such as finance, dean's office, director's office, academic office, and purchase for enabling research in the Blisk campus. All these departments have a crucial role to play in the life cycle of the grant funding, and thus effective processing functioning is of utmost importance. The RDOs therefore invested significant efforts over the years to nurture a good working relationship with these teams. Grants management at RDO closely depends on the inputs from campus admin teams. RDO interacts with the finance at the grant activation stage for documents like bank transfer details, RTGS details, mandate form, grant start certificate, payment details form, and finance related undertakings needed by the funding agency. Once RDO gets the nodal clearance for the international collaboration of or funding, these details will be sent to finance by RDO. At the reporting stage, the documents like utilization certificate, statement of expenditure, manpower statement, asset certificate, Bharat Kosh receipt, PFMS uploads, grant spend report will be needed from finance. Periodically, RDO will request finance for the funds receipt tracker. For newly awarded grants, funds receipt status and budget code allocation are given by finance team. At the extension request, transfer or closure stage, financial documents like utilization certificate, statement of expenditure, manpower and asset documents, consolidated UC and SOE documents, end of grant spend report will be needed from accounts. During the activation stage of the grant, documents such as salary breakup and HRA certificate, joining report will be needed from campus admin department. PI's administration details will be obtained from admin colleagues for filling in the activation document as needed by the funding agency. RDO works with admin colleagues for special grants for getting the ministerial clearance needed by foreign national who is a co-PA in the grant in order to apply for visa to visit the campus for research purpose. For closure or premature closure of grants, no objection certificate will be needed from admin for submitting it to the funding agency as part of the closure document. During the activation stage of a grant, RDO will work with the Dean's Office for endorsement certificate as needed and also for the ethical approval document. Some funding agency may need an equipment undertaking, ethical approval undertaking, for which RDO will liaise with the Dean's Office. RDO manages grants related data which it customizes customizes the information for the Dean's Office for their various reporting needs. For extension or closure grants, RDO will work with the Dean's Office for the letter of support. RDO will liaison with the Director's Office for finalizing memorandum of agreement, grant agreement document, etc., which needs to be sent to the funding agency. At the activation stage, RDO liaises with ACAD Office for endorsement on the activation documents. RDO depends on the active grants list given by the ACAD Office at every reporting cycle of the postdoc grant for sending reminders to the grant holders for annual reporting needs. RDO also liaises with the ACAD Office for endorsement on reporting documents for postdoc grant. ACAD Office needs the sanction order of awarded postdoc grants which RDO will provide. RDO will work with the purchase team for the purchase orders and intents related to grants which will need to be sent to the funding agency. For grants closure, funding agency will need the asset retention certificate which our purchase team will provide. RDO works with purchase for purchase of assets and cash purchases for the team. RDO will liaise with the stores for getting the accessories and stationaries needed for the team. RDO has established several processes to ensure that information and documentation required from other departments for the management of grants and for collection of grant data for reporting aspects are obtained in an effective and timely manner. RDO has created templates and follow-up templates for sending the grant-related routine requests to the respective teams in the campus. For repeated follow-ups, our internal reminder system is helpful. for sending out reminders to PIs and to other departments relating to reporting, extension, and closure. Our reporting calendar tool is very helpful. RDO's dispatch tracker is used to track the grant-related dispatches made to the funding agency and to answer any queries from campus admin colleagues. RDO is a paperless office. The grants management system developed at the RDO is used for digital archival for grant-related data. Similarly, development of tracker systems to filter grants-related data for timely follow-up as required. These tools are helpful for data management and for rapidly extracting the required information needed by finance and other campus admin departments from time to time. Hence, the interaction of the RDO with other institutional departments on campus is symbiotic as we mutually share the required information for smooth functioning. I will now talk you through a few case studies that highlight how RTO, by coordinating closely with admin teams in the campus, effectively resolved some of the challenges we encountered during the grant management cycle. The first case study shows how we worked with finance and resolved the challenges associated with the financial undertaking. For a GOI funded grant to a PI at the activation stage, funding agency need a finance related undertaking as per the new procedure. Our finance department had concerns with regard to the said undertaking. The RDO worked closely with the finance team to reframe the undertaking, which addressed this concern and thus was able to resolve the issue. In the next case study, I will present an example of a unique challenge which we encountered during the COVID pandemic period. Regarding a post-op grant activation, during the COVID lockdown time, the grant holder has to give a tentative start date to the funding agency. As the post-op was in Kashmir at that time, he was not able to come to the campus physically to complete the joining formalities on the date given to the funding agency as start date. The RDO worked with ACAD office to come up with a solution to this problem by enabling the grant holder to join virtually on the start date given to the funding agency. The next case study highlight how RDO worked with finance and admin team in resolving the challenges encountered in reporting requirements. For a new scheme of a funding agency reporting, several documents needs to be submitted. RDO worked with the admin teams in the campus and collated the documents. There was one declaration document needed, which was a new requirement. RDO worked closely with the finance team and came up with a template which was acceptable to the funding agency. Thereby, working in close coordination with the other department teams in the campus, the RDO was able to coordinate the timely submission of all the reporting documents as needed by the funding agency. In the next instance, for a relatively new scheme of the funding agency, it allowed a foreign expert co-PI to spend 1 to 3 months a year in the campus for research purpose, and for this the funding agency needs the foreign co-PI to have an adjunct faculty position in the campus. The RDO approached Dean's office for this, and they in turn worked with management and got the approval for the foreign expert co-PI to be an adjunct faculty in the campus for the duration of the grant. From such instances, the learnings we got shows that RDO acts as a central license for all stakeholders, including the researchers, the funding agency, the institute leadership, as well as the other administrative departments in the campus during the life cycle of the grant. Hence, coordination between different campus administrative departments is very crucial. RDO's function in managing the campus grants closely depends on the inputs from campus administrative departments. By coordination between the grants management office and the other campus admin teams, several challenges associated with the grants management can be resolved. COVID pandemic has pushed us all to think differently and to creatively resolve problems. For effective grants management, processes developed by the RDO helps to constantly follow up with other departments. I conclude by summarizing the key takeaway points from my presentation. The campus research for the campus research management, RDO plays an important role in liaising across the other administrative departments such as finance, administration, dean's office, director's office, academic office, and purchase. Hence, an effective cross-team functioning is of utmost importance for efficient grant management. RDO over the years has invested a significant efforts to nurture a good working relationship with these teams to ensure that the information required from other campus departments in the campus is obtained in timely manner. Several processes are developed at RDO. Interaction of RDO with other departments in the campus is symbiotic as we mutually share the required information for smooth functioning. For enabling research management in the campus, RDO, the learnings RDO got by working with these teams are invaluable. Please feel free to contact us at RDO Post Award. I thank IRMI for giving me this opportunity in the second annual conference. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. So thank you, Bhawana, Kangna, and Aruna. And if you can turn on your camera and mics, then we can have a short discussion. We have a few minutes on hand. So wonderful talks by you all. And first, I'd like to start with Bhavna, where such a nice description of how coordination, perseverance, and communication has helped you through your learning and journey at CDRI. So one small question that I have is like, if you have to summarize your biggest challenges as well as learning from your journey. So you have put a lot of things in your presentation, but just a summary of it for us so that we can take inspiration and try to implement it in our own journeys and our way we deal or work across departments. Over to you,
Thank you, Reelina. So I think learning institutional guidelines and funding agency guidelines, these are, I think, utmost importance. And yeah, definitely communication is the key. Again, I would emphasize on that communication with administration as well as faculties, because generally they are the ones who guide you through these guidelines and yeah, mandates.
Thanks, Anna. And like there was a question here. When you review these proposals, so what do you look at, and do you give your, I mean, apart from the mandate as well as the funding agency as well as the organizational mandates, do you give any inputs on the budget heads or anything? So if you could talk about it a bit.
Yes, budget definitely, and institutional guidelines for hirings. So we get a lot of mistakes on, especially on that, because each institution has guide. For example, there are certain titles for project assistants. So it has to be, project assistant, cannot be research fellow, and then the salary and HRA should be according to the guidelines. So it should be proper. I check all that. An endorsement letter should be okay. This should be correct.
And some more information about the stage gate setup that you have at your organization.
Right. So for translation, there are certain projects for translation of projects which can be commercialized. There is a certain, there's a separate category of project proposals for that. So we have project review meetings, and then the project proposal has to be submitted in certain way. So at the beginning only market analysis has to be there, like who are the competitors, whether there will be enough market or not, what are the risks. So risks are very important, and the reviewers generally check on that, what are the chances of failure, where can the project get stuck. So these guidelines I communicate with the reviewers beforehand, and even the faculties, they have to prepare proposals according to a specific format. Yeah, and then BD and business development and IP unit play a very major role, because the TRL levels have to be specified. They have to be correct, whether there's patentability or not, patent is expired and all. So they have to be on board, BD and IP unit.
Thanks, Bhavna. And so moving on to our second speaker today, Kangna. Thank you so much. Like you took us through the whole setup at Ahmedabad University, your University Grants portal. So one question that's come up from Alpana here is that which portal are you using? So is it something that has been developed in-house or something that you have some software that you have worked on? So something, I think it's a common question across research managers, which we would like to know about.
Yeah, sure. I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to somehow see chat box, but I would love to answer this question. Is like this is a completely in-house system which we have established. As I mentioned that, of course, we have an IT person where we just framed all the ideas. We prepared a flow chart. We told that how the system, I mean, how the approval process happens and how we want it to be. And he created that system. So it's all which we just put an idea on papers and he implemented by using his own technologies. We have our own like which we name as ORIS, Ahmedabad University Resource Information System, where we have different portals, which you might be knowing that leaves approval. So the same way we created a grants.
I think, I mean, there's an issue with Kangna's connection right now.
Yeah, I think I'm back now. I've switched off my camera. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know where it got stuck. So yes, it is completely in-house, and the kind of like we have a system of putting a leave request and all of those. So the same way we created a grants management portal. So
Great. So another question that we have here from Vinita is that the documents that are, are the documents archived by the faculty themselves, or do you have some personnel at the RDO office or R&D office that are helping out? Is it centrally managed by the R&D office, or is the faculty managing their end of the documents?
As of now, it is faculty who is managing, but yes, the rights have been given to administrator in case the faculty, suppose they're really busy or like they want some help, then we have that right to help them out. But yes, as of now, we have manpower constraints in our grants office. So we are requesting faculty to archive all documents. Maybe in future, when we have increased number of grants and faculty, we may have a personnel which will help entirely in archiving all those documents. But yes, we are looking and making sure that documents are archived. This we are doing that regularly on a quarterly basis. We are seeing that they are properly archived. If not, we are sending an email to them and requesting them. This is what we are doing. Monitoring is the thing which we are following as of now.
Good to hear. So another question that Vinita has posed is, what are your internal timelines for submission, and if the R&D office has to ensure that timely submission of proposals happens to the funding agencies by the deadlines?
So we have actually we have this meeting which happens first Monday of every month. So we tell faculty that they should submit their at least a summary. We have created a template of summary to submit a summary 1 month before the deadline of the particular external agency, their opportunity. So we have requested them to follow that thing 1 month before. They should at least submit a summary. And suppose if they're not able and deadline is very near, so we accept all of those exceptions. But 1 month is the period which we always tell them that they should follow to submit their proposal. If not proposal, then we request them to submit their summary.
Thanks. So now Madhuri has a question regarding the portal. So she wants to know if the portal gives pre-award features like looking at funding opportunities and selecting which ones they would like to work on, or does the step start with the, once they are ready for submission? So where does the portal come in, and what part of the finding out of funding opportunity comes is done by the faculty itself, or the portal is assisting them in this activity?
I'm so sorry, but your question it got disconnected.
Okay,
If you quickly repeat it,
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Sure. So Madhuri wants to know if the portal gives pre-award features like looking at funding opportunities and selecting which ones faculty would like to work on, or does this portal come into play once the faculty is ready for submitting their proposal?
Yeah, so this comes when faculty is ready for submission. But yes, this has given me an idea that we can introduce this feature also, that they can see opportunity also on the portal. So we send a monthly compendium to faculty where we share all the announcements of various opportunities. And based on that, faculty they see those compendium and they start applying. But this portal works after submission. Yeah, once they're ready for submission.
Thanks. And so another post-award question from Pankaj. So he wants to know what are the different features for post-award management that this portal provides?
Yeah, so one major feature is like they're viewing their budget utilization summary. Once the grant is awarded, they can very well lively see where if they what funds they have received, what is utilized, what is left, and the other major thing is like archiving all the documents and doing analysis. I would say that if any point of time they want to fetch some reports and do analysis, this is what this portal is helping the faculty once they receive the grant.
Okay, thanks. So the next question is from Bhavna here only. So if you want to ask your question, Bhavna, you can go ahead about faculty's submitting the proposal twice.
Yeah, so how did the faculties take these online submission of proposals? Because they have to submit internally and then again they have to submit to funding agencies.
It's a simple form. We don't ask much information. So, very basic details we ask: the name, their, the title of the project. So it's a simple form, and they have to attach a proposal. That's it.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. And another question that we had from Madhuri was that how do you manage salaries of staff in the database, in the HR database, in terms of confidentiality? So if you could share your thoughts on that.
I am back. I am not sure I answered Bhavna's question also. So I'll quickly say that it's a simple form. They are filling the basic details and attaching their proposals. So yes, they are very much liking that thing. So they're taking it well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what's
Thanks,
the next
thanks,
question?
Kangna.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kangna. So the question from Madhuri was that do you manage salaries of staff in the HR database, and how does it work in terms of confidentiality?
So in the grants portal, we have still not aligned the HR functioning. So they can just see that how much the budget is allocated to HR, like manpower, salarying manpower. But all kind of things when it comes to confidentiality, all of those is still not implemented. But yes, it is in pipeline. We need to somehow ensure that we are bringing that also into the system with compliance of all confidentiality and everything.
Thank you. And question from Malini is that does the portal also provide a workspace feature?
If you can elaborate workspace.
Malini, if you could elaborate that if you're around. Maybe if Malini types out something, or if we can enable her mic, Abdul, then she can ask the question if she's here. So maybe I can move on to the next question from Yaminder that we have received, which is in general, faculty members aim to submit proposals just before the deadline announced by the funding agency. So for upload into the grants portal and internal approvals, how early a PI has to prepare. So I think this one you already mentioned that a month's time that you give to do that. And we have a question from Royal saying that Are the finance details like utilization updated by the PI or the finance team?
So no, we have a personnel and finance team who is updating all the figures fortnightly. So, but yes, at any point of time, if faculty wants an updated, they also help that. Finance team help that also.
Nice. And is there any SOP for the dean's final authorization that you provide, or is it specifically done by any other committee or team that you have?
Sorry, if you can repeat.
I think it says that are there SOPs for dean's final authorization for approval, or is it dealt by any team? So I suppose it's meant by when you were saying about the proposal update. So I think it went to the dean and then a scientific committee.
Yeah.
So maybe the question is about
Yeah,
that.
So we have a policy which clearly defines that flow, that whenever a faculty submit a proposal, that it first goes to the dean of that particular school, such as we have 3 schools. Once dean recommends, then it comes to the university research board, where we have a committee of 5 members. They review the proposal and then they give a go ahead for the submission to external agency. So this is how it works, which is clearly mentioned in faculty handbook and many other places on the website, and we have a system here.
Thanks. I think Malini, if you are unable to unmute, then you can ask about the workspace feature.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Malini, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, great talk, Kangna. So what I was referring to was a multi-user interface. Basically, that will allow you to interact with the PI, especially either for pre-award or both for pre-award as well as post-award, where you can, instead of back and forth emails, we can have a workspace that will allow you to exchange documents and other correspondence as well, which later can be archived. I've seen this kind of a feature in few grant management softwares. Something like a Teams or Microsoft Office 365 that offers that feature. Just wanted to check if that is enabled here.
Yeah, that thing is there. It is between the administrator. Like if suppose I am the administrator, so whatever suppose decision is taken, or like suppose if I am seeing that something is missing, I can interact directly on the portal with the PI. So it's only between the administrator and PI, not the dean, not the URB committee member. So administrator is a mediator, but yes, every interaction is recorded on the grants portal. So at any point of time, if you want to see the log history, so it will tell that what all communication happened. Like suppose faculty has submitted a proposal, after that I'm seeing that something is missing, I can myself give a suggestion, or after the URB meeting I can again give a suggestion to the faculty, or dean also can give suggestion, whatever. So every interaction happens on the grants portal itself, no email communication.
Oh, great. Thanks, sir. And that was my question. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Kangna, for taking us patiently through all our queries on the portal system. So next time I'd like to thank Aruna also, who was a third speaker, and she took us through all the various interactions they have as an RDO and the enormous achievement that they have had to make the office paperless. So congratulations and kudos on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I just have one question from my end also here. You talked about coordinating with so many different departments. So how is the RDO structured? How does is this coordination handled by a single individual, or do you have designated individuals working with the finance as well as the different CAD office, admin office? So how does it?
Yes, we have designated individuals at different departments with whom we work with. Based on their work allocation.
Okay, and so what are the big challenges, or something similar to asked Bhavna, that what are your biggest challenge while working as RDO across different inter-organizational departments, and how do you overcome them?
Getting the document on time, especially when there is a deadline, that is a huge challenge.
Definitely. So working with faculty and then taking it through all the steps would obviously be a big thing that you always do.
A lot of checklists are needed and a lot of follow-ups, everything need to be done on a timely manner. We cannot miss on any small thing even.
Absolutely. So one question that just came up was that how many people does your RDO office comprise of, if you could share Just to get an idea.
Right now we are only 3 people, Malini,
Okay.
Vinita and me.
That's a huge amount of work done between 3 people. Congratulations. So I do not have any further questions, and I don't think there are questions in the chat box right now, but you can definitely type in your questions, and Bhavna, Aruna, and Kangna, if they are around, they can respond back on the chat.